Hey, it's the Midnight Run, and today we're doing another list challenge, and today's list challenge is 50 common pet peeves. So what is a pet peeve? So a pet peeve is something that annoys you. And today we're going to look at 50 different pet peeves to see how many of these just drive you crazy. From things like people pushing in queues, maybe not parking their car correctly, maybe talking loudly, maybe eating with their mouth open, and stuff like that. But we are going to look at 50 common pet peeves on list challenges. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I am the Midnight Raven. I do these for fun on a site called List Challenges. If you want to try this out yourself, I'll leave a link in the description. Not sponsored or affiliated. I just do these for fun. So how many of these things drive you crazy? And there are 50 in total. So the first thing is secondhand smoke in public. So honestly, I don't mind secondhand smoke. It's going to sound weird, but I smoke myself. And sometimes I'm just standing there when someone smokes and I'm just like smelling the air and it just like, oh, it's really weird. I know. Okay, the next one is spitting. Spitting drives me crazy. I see a man just hoik one up and spit it out, and I'm just like, oh, you could do that at home, do it in a bathroom, go somewhere else. It's just disgusting, isn't it? Let's be honest. Cat calling. So I've never really seen a man cat call somebody. I know it happens, especially on like Saturday nights when you're out in the clubs and there's a girl walk past in a short skirt and the boys are like, you know, whistling the girls and catcalling, and it does drive you a little bit crazy on a Saturday night when you're out clubbing and that. I mean, is it to be expected? I mean, I'm going to guess the girls do the same to a man. I've never wolf whistled a man, if I'm honest. Honestly, it's not something that really bothers me. Oversharing on Facebook. I think sometimes sharing stuff less is more. When people are literally sharing everything about their life to with like an inch of it, what they had for lunch, what they had for dinner, what they had for tea, watch their movie they're watching that night, where they've been, where they're going, and getting tense. And I think sometimes sharing too much of you is dangerous anyway. Body shaming. Now, body shaming drives me crazy to an extent where people post pictures in bikinis, tops, whatever, and you're always going to get those trolls coming in going, well, why did you post that? No one wants to see it. Well, apparently you did want to see it because you at least clicked on it. So body shaming people gets me. I get that some people like to be big and beautiful and some people like to be thin, but at the end of the day, no matter shaming them, it's their personal choice to look a certain way, no matter what you say to them. Selfishness. So selfishness is dependent on the person. Some people can be the most selfless people you've ever met. You know, they'll see a homeless guy on the road, they'll give him a cup of coffee. And other people's would, you know, tell him to get a job and get off his ass. You know, they're selfish people are out there, and I think they're unfortunately just an everyday occurrence. Does it annoy me? I guess they annoy me, but I kind of rise above them, to be honest. Using cell phone while driving. I personally don't drive, but if I drove a car, this thing would drive me fucking crazy. Standing too close in line. I do get that sometimes, especially with the older generation. Sometimes they don't seem to have boundaries when it comes to standing in a queue, and they'll be like right behind you. But back in the day, they probably didn't see a problem with like standing too close to people because you talk. Nowadays, people don't talk in queues. They just want to get their stuff done, get in and get out. It's not like a social interaction standing in a queue now. It's more like time efficient, needing to go somewhere. Pregnant women smoking annoy me too. I smoke, but I stopped every time I was pregnant because I believed in the baby's health and well-being. And anyone that smokes during pregnancy is just an idiot. Swearing doesn't annoy me. People swear. It's a common thing. It happens. Yelling at kids. Now, I think this is like 50-50. Now, I believe you have to be stern with a child, but there are levels to what extent yelling at a kid is actually going to help. A degree of yelling or a degree of like, look, you need to stop. I think it's more about being stern than yelling at a child. Coughing without covering your mouth. That is a pet peeve of mine. Absolutely 110%. If you're going to cough, put your hand up. Put a tissue up. Put the arm of your coat up. Don't just breathe your germs onto me. Saggy pants. I do not get men that literally want their pants on show. I don't get it. I don't get the trend. I didn't get it then. I didn't get it when it came back. I still do not get having your ass cheeks out as being gangster. Did anyone else? Don't return the shopping cart. Oh my God, the amount of times you go into a supermarket and there's this one lonely trolley that just hasn't made it back to the rank. And you're honestly looking at these people like that trolley park is like 3 seconds walk. You literally could have put it back. And you just don't. Like, why? Like, that's a pet peeve. Drama queens. Abso-bloody-lutely. And we're not talking about drama queens as in drag queens. We're talking about the Karens of the universe that will literally complain that the sky is blue and call for a manager. Drama queens, you know, everything's just so over the top and so just, oh my God, just no. Littering. So littering for me is a pet peeve because I like to go around, see nature, see places, and just having litter everywhere. It's just not conducive to human nature to just be like heathens, but apparently it is. Cutting in line. That this shit gets on my nerves, especially when it's the older generation. I've been cut in line numerous times by old people. You'll go up towards the line, they'll cut in, and they go, "Oh, I didn't see you there." Well, I'm standing here, like large as life, and they're like, "Oh, you don't mind, do you?" Like, yeah, actually, I do. Get to the back of the queue, woman. Unsafe driving. Well, I'm not going to answer that because I don't drive. Not washing hands is a pet peeve. If you're going to have touched something or done something or moved something or been near something that is dirty, greasy, smelly, leaves a residue, makes your hands discolored, just wash them. Seriously, just how long does it take to wash your hands? Tailgating in traffic. I don't drive. Arrogance. Now, I do hate the people that are so far up there in their own mind that they cannot see they're either wrong or they're so arrogant in believing their opinion that no one else matters, or the arrogancy of being superior. Now that does really annoy me. Bragging about money. Bragging about money is also a pet peeve of mine. Now, I'm not well off and I'm not poor, I wouldn't say. But these people that lord themselves around showing off their fancy cars, their fancy homes, where they're going on holiday, yada, yada. I don't care if you've got a fancy home or a fancy car or you've gone on holiday 3 times this year. It just shows you're a bit of a knob, if I'm honest. Neighbors with loud music. So I don't really have a problem with loud music. If it becomes like consistent loud music, like if I was working and it was like every night I was at work, maybe I'd have a problem. But loud music to a certain extent, if it's on occasion, it wouldn't really annoy me. Lying. Lying does annoy me, whether it's lying, stretching the truth, embellishing, twisting whatever the thing was to fit your narrative. That can really rile me up. Lazy employees. Now, I can't really say much about this because obviously I do have a job, but I do find some people don't pull their weight as much as other employees. So it's, in my eyes, if you're paid the same as somebody else, you should theoretically do the same amount of work for the same amount of pay. And I believe sometimes, just sometimes, there are some employees that feel they can scout a fine line between doing work to get paid compared to other people who then have to pull their weight to make up for you not doing your job. So lazy work employees really do get on my nerves, because if I'm having to do your work for you and I'm only being paid my wage, then that's kind of unfair. Dogs off leashes. Now, I'm not adverse to a dog off a leash as long as the dog is well behaved, controlled. If you were to recall the dog, it would come back. I would say that is fine. Interrupting. No, I don't find interrupting people a pet peeve. If you have a point to make that is more valid than the person talking, or the person talking is making a comment that is wrong, I do feel you have the right to interrupt them. Say, look, I'm going to stop you there. You're wrong. Before you let them run on and on and on and make themselves look stupid. Now, know-it-all people, the people that tried to tell you that they know stuff that you actually know more about, these people are the people that get on my nerves. Like, I've worked in retail since I was like 17. And you'll always get that one person who believes they know more than you, even though they've barely started in the job. And they're like, oh, I know all of this. And you're like, no, you don't. You clearly don't. But, you know, you carry on in your little dream world. Next, labeling those with a different opinion. No. I mean, if you have a difference of opinion to mine, would I label you? I might say you were arrogant, high opinionated, or just wrong. But I wouldn't label those with a different opinion. I think you're probably shallow people, but I wouldn't necessarily label you. Not turning using their signals. I don't drive, but as a person who walks, I find the dickheads that don't use their turn signals just moronic. The amount of times I've gone to cross a road, they haven't signaled, and for some reason they expect you to be psychic. They're dickheads. It doesn't cost anything to use your turn signals. It's free. It's not going to wear and tear on your battery, my dear. Just fucking use a turn signal. Not picking up after your dogs. I don't have a dog personally, but I do find that walking on trails, roads, pavements, down alleyways, for God's sake, pick up after your dog. How would you like it if you had to step in it? Sometimes it's just common sense to pick up after your dog. So reclining during a flight, I've never flown, so we're going to leave that one. The duck face. Oh my God, the duck face. Does everyone remember the millennial duck face where you'd take a selfie and you'd go and you'd pout your lips and you'd hold your head and you'd be like, and you look like a complete twat. The duck face is a millennial disaster. This is ugly. You look like a vacuum cleaner trying to suck a golf ball. Riding bikes in dangerous places. Now, I do feel that bikers get a bad name for being dangerous and believing that they do own some parts of the road, and that because you're in a car, you know, you should know better, and you probably should do. You're in a car, you're in a more safe environment. But there are some stupid bikers out there, especially the ones that do the racing. The racing bikers come through our town sometimes, and they really do not care about pedestrians. They really just do bike and they don't care about you, especially when they're in their big gangs. But biking in dangerous places, not necessarily. Never admitting fault. This one gets on my nerves, and this goes back to work employees. If you've made a mistake, you've done something wrong, for the love of God, just have the balls to come out and say, look, I made a mistake. I've done it wrong. Explain yourself and just move on. It's the people that try and pass the blame or lie or try and get out of it that annoy me the most. If you've done something wrong, admit it and move on. Pets in stores and restaurants. Now, we allow dogs in our store. We work at the works, or I work at the works, and we do allow dogs in the store I work in. Now, sometimes it does annoy me because on a rainy day, the little people walking around can leave pet prints sometimes, the pet prints. And that can get slightly annoying. And you do have to clean them. Moving on, seriously dumb questions. No, I don't know if there's a such thing as a dumb question. Sometimes you're like, why are you asking that? But I don't know about being dumb. Being chronically late. Yes. If you are going to be late for whatever reason, herd of wildebeest, a train crash, that you were kidnapped, text the person you're going to be late, you're delayed, you're running behind time. For the love of God, just text somebody. Being chronically late is annoying, and especially annoying is the people when they know they're going to be late, they're running late, and they're like, oh, I didn't think to message you. Why? I'm literally standing here waiting for you. Where else did you think I would be? Now, attention seekers. So this could be any attention-seeking children get on my nerves, the ones that want to be the drama queens. Attention-seeking people, like the people that want to do TikToks in the middle of like supermarkets and just draw attention to themselves. That is a pet peeve for definite. Singing out loud in crowds. No, I mean, people do get into their music when you've got your headphones on, and that you do kind of forget maybe sometimes that you're in public. Now, graffiti, it's annoying depending on what the graffiti is. Some graffiti is so beautiful. You're like, oh my God, that guy's talented. But then you think where he's done it, I mean, graffiti done properly can be beautiful, but just tagging and stuff like that, it's just a bit naff. Immaturity, still giving people noogies like when you're an adult. So immaturity doesn't just drive me crazy. I think we all have to learn at some point that we need to mature. It's just that everybody matures differently and at different ages. Distracted cell phone zombies. This is just a pet peeve. If you are going out to dinner with your friends or your family, the times when they sit there waiting for the food, and instead of engaging in conversation, they're all checking their phones, all checking the social media, all tagging where they are. I get it, but there's a time and a place. Unflushed and messy toilets. Now, I can't say I've been anywhere that's ever been like messy toilet wise or unflushed. I mean, most of the places I go are generally clean. Stuffing feet. No. Misspelling your name when it's in plain view. No, my name is just the most unspellable name, unpronounceable name. People just, people are people. People who patronize. So this could be one of my pet peeves. The people that are like looking down on me, whether it's because I had a different upbringing, because I don't have money, because of where I live, the patronizing people, I've just like looking at you and just wanting to tell you they're better than you. So taking kids to unsuitable movies. I cannot stand the parents that take kids to the movies knowing they're the most disruptive kids the world has ever seen. They're noisy, they're fidgety, they really don't want to be there. But you're going to take them anyway. And then you're going to spend the entire time dealing with them, getting up and down to the toilet. And I'm just like, just get out of the cinema. Messy housemates. I wouldn't say this is a peeve of mine because I'm kind of messy myself. So no. Always the victim. There are always people out there, no matter what, even when they're in the wrong, they want to play the victim card. So just because you cannot own up to what you've done wrong, you're gonna say, oh well, you're just victimizing me, you're just blaming me. No, you've actually done whatever it is. It isn't victimization. You've actually done what the thing is. This isn't victimization. This is because you've done it. And playing the victim card does not work with me. If you've done the thing, you're guilty. I don't care how much you want to say, well, I'm the victim in all of this. If you've done the thing and you're guilty, I'm sorry, but you're not a victim. And that is the 50 pet peeves. So we have 27 out of 50. You did better than 30 users. You ranked 2,431 out of 3,493. You didn't beat the average score of 32, which is kind of annoying because I thought I had more pet peeves than that, but apparently I'm a pretty chilled person. So let me know down below if any of these pet peeves resonated with you. Let me know also pet peeves you have that didn't feature on this list. If you want to like, subscribe, and give us a big thumbs up, that would be amazing. Share it out. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram. If you want to help the channel anyway, at the minute, the only donations I can take are by PayPal. If anyone would like to donate to that, that would be amazing. Like and subscribe, and I will see you very soon for another video. Take care and thanks for watching. Bye, guys.